I reckon this one will be a short one. Hi, this is me, Connie from Connie's Crochet Couch. I just thought I'd ramble for a while. Don't really have anything special to say, other than kind of wanted to talk about how it is to be a crochet person for me. Because I love to crochet, but sometimes I feel like people don't really understand how much work goes into our crochet. Because when you posted, oh, ignore the man behind me that's photobombing. That's my silly husband. Anyway, um, he cracks me up. I uh, I get a little frustrated because I've posted a lot of things on my Facebook that don't necessarily make it here onto YouTube because they're still pictures. And still pictures, I haven't figured out how to post it to integrate them in. Excuse me one second. The fireplace behind me is creating little teeny bits of, ash that get into my eyeballs. Anyway, that might be what you're seeing in the air behind me. See that little fuzzy wuzzies there? That's probably little bits of whatever coming from the fireplace, but it keeps the house warm, so I'm not complaining. Um, I hope you don't hear his comments in the background. Anyway, I get frustrated with people that I know they understand that I enjoy crochet, but sometimes I think they forget how much work goes into every piece. Because I'll post something out there on Facebook, and sometimes I get 200, 300 people saying, "Oh, this is wonderful." And sometimes I'll get 20. Hello? I know the same people are looking at it as they did before, and I know the garment or item is every bit as beautiful as the last one. But people just kind of take it for granted after a while. I think it's that way for any kind of artist. That once you get to where people recognize that you can do something beautiful, that you can make something nice, they just kind of take it for granted. Oh, yeah, she's an artist, big deal. It's kind of like when you get an author. They write a couple books, start getting popular, and people stop thinking about how miraculous it is what they've created. Because they've created something new. Nobody's ever done this before. Nobody's made this item before. Nobody's written this book before. Nobody's made this painting before. Speaking of paintings, I don't know if I can get a picture of it. See the kitty cat? I painted that. It was, my sister took me to one of them painting class things. It was fun. It was fun. I would do it again. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to rant a little because I have a little bit of a self-esteem problem, which I think is the case with a lot of crafters. I think a lot of crafters have a self-esteem thing, and they put themselves into things. I would like to see more people put more appreciation, if possible, in whenever someone says, "Look what I did." Even if you think it's really stupid, at least like it. Because they put time, they put effort into making that. It might be something you're not interested in. It might be something that you don't necessarily agree with the color. But like it anyway. We enjoy feedback. You know, a lot of times I look at all the comments that go onto people's websites and I think, whoa, wait a minute. This is another thing that bugs me. Just because you like it doesn't mean you can't make a comment with some sort of, even if it's a negative comment, it doesn't have to be put in a negative way. You can say, "Oh, that's so pretty. You know, I think if I had done it, I would have put this stitch in it, but what you did is so cool. And I'd like to get that kind of feedback because it gives me ideas for the next time. And while I'm here, I'll kind of show you, hopefully, the pretty I'm making right now. It's a WIP in progress, and it is taking some time. I'm using, let me reach for it. Can you see that? It's ice yarns. Let me get it out of the package, it's noisy. Okay, it's a very, very pretty color. Pretty colorway. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see it pretty. Upside down, that's nice. Okay, it's ice yarns, and it's a very, very pretty colorway. It's got yellows and tans and salmon and pink, and they say it's a 2-weight. Yeah, maybe it kind of works up closer to a 3. It's beautiful acrylic yarn from Ice Yarns, and I'm making up a sweater. I think it may end up being a prayer shawl. I never know until it's done. But my mother has a friend that she has been talking to for years on the phone. I think they've only met in person one time. But those of us that are older will remember what it was to have a pen pal. You would write a little note, you would say a little thing. It was kind of like having a diary that was shared. And you would write this little note, you'd wrap it up, put it in an envelope, and mail. And then your friend at the other end of the mail would do the same. They'd kind of comment on what you said, and then they'd go on and tell you about their day. It was a really cool thing to have a pen pal. So what my mom is doing with this lady is kind of like having a pen pal, except it's by phone. I love that. I think that's kind of what Facebook was supposed to be, but it's not really turned out that way. Facebook's turned into a advertising and information glitz. But anyway, this is the beginning. Can you see the pretty? I think you can see the pretty. This is the beginning of what I am making for my mom's friend. It's what they call the, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. It's either Celtic or Celtic, but I call it Celtic weave. And with this particular variegated yarn, it looks really pretty because each of the colors make the design pop. It brings out the design more than a solid color would. And because this is a 3-weight yarn, which is, I don't know, let me see if I can get it to where you can see it along the edge. It's real thin along the edge because I've made a border along the edge so that I can fasten it in at the sides. And by doing this thicker pattern, it thickens up the thin yarn. And I love it. It's beautiful. I think she's going to love it. Let's see. Throw it up there. But this is my WIP I'm working on right now. And whenever she gets it, I think she'll be thrilled. I hope it fits. Most of my products do fit. They do fit the person that I give them to. But anyway, I just wanted to pop something on here, let y'all know I'm still here, and tell you I'm getting better. I know some of you have been praying for me because I had knee surgery. It is getting a little better every day. There's still pain. There's really pain sometimes, but it's getting a lot better. I've got to where I can walk around the house a little bit. It kind of swells up in a very short time, but then I throw the ice on it and it's getting better. This is kind of just a vlog. Kind of one of those December vlogs. I just had an urge. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. This is Connie's Crochet Couch. I'm sitting on my couch. You can see the rest of the room behind me. No, my living room's not all yellow. The wall I'm facing is actually pretty blue. I'll turn it around and show it to you in a minute. I never get the color right whenever this camera shows it. But anyway, this is Connie's crochet couch. And if I can get a picture of it. Okay. Let's see if I can get it right. This goes backwards to what I think it should go. Now down there. Kind of. Anyway, this is what's on my wall. It says, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and with all thy strength." And it comes from the Bible, and it's found in Mark 12:30. It's kind of the mantra for my life. Because if you do what it says, all of your heart, not just a little piece. Sometimes people say, "Oh, am I not as important as your Bible? Am I not as important as you going to church?" And I think, no, you're not. God is more important. And then I look at it and it says, with all your soul. And your soul is what makes you you. And all of me needs to belong to God. Regardless of how many stupid things I do. All of me. And then it says, with all of my mind. That means I have to keep my thoughts pure. I have no business watching garbage on television. I don't watch much TV. I have no business looking at things on the internet that aren't wholesome. I have no business being in places where people are naked, like the beach. If I go to the beach, I want to make it a private beach because I'm a big girl. I got curves in places there aren't supposed to be curves. And not just that, but what I have belongs to that man that was playing behind me a few minutes ago. And I'm not going to share that with anyone else. And it says, with all thy strength and with thy mind. What do you do with your mind? What do you do with your strength? What are your strengths in your life? I've got this. I crochet. I try to give it away. That's my strength, I think. I also sew. I've made quite a few quilts. I have very few of the quilts that I made left because I give them away. That's my strength. My talent is my strength. Myself is my strength. If I give up myself, if I love someone, I care for somebody, that is my strength. Okay, so I went on a rant here. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll get dabbed for it, but anyway, I wanted to kind of do a little yarn review of the pretty yarn from Ice. I don't always get the prettiest yarns from Ice because I'm not the most careful when I look at the description. And sometimes I get stuff that's in a teeny tiny little skein and I think, what did I do? But this turned out really well. It's called Magic Baby. This particular one, they don't really put they don't give a name to it. Usually they just tell you what colors are in it. In this case, it's yellow, pink, salmon, and tan. And I think it's pretty. I like it. It is made in Turkey, which I know currently our country has some issues with Turkey, but you know what? People are people. They still have a right to make a living. We may not agree with their politics, but they have a right to make a living. So if I buy something from another country, maybe one that we're having problems with, it's not the country I'm buying it from, it's the individual. And I found that Ice is a good company to buy things from. They're very expensive on their shipping, but then they're very inexpensive on their yarn cost. I think I gave 50 cents each skein for these, which is really good. But then you double that price in the shipping. But that's still very inexpensive yarn. And it's nice stuff. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. This is Connie's Crochet Couch. Just a little rant from my end. Love y'all, folks. Bye-bye.